Statesmen of Comedy. I'm Trevor Marmalade, and every week I'll be joined by some of the leading lights of the Australian comedy scene. This week, of course, is no exception. Will you please put your hands together and welcome Paul Calleja, Cal Wilson, and Dave O'Neill. And Paul, let me say Calleja, that is Spanish, I believe?
It is a Spanish name, Trev. We say Calleja in Australia. A lot of Callejas came from Malta who are here, and they say Calleja, but that's not the correct Spanish pronunciation. The correct Spanish pronunciation is Rafael Nadal.
Is that?
Yeah. For those people who didn't know, yeah.
You don't look that Spanish, though. Oh, well, you sort of do.
A little bit.
It's got the eyelashes.
Yeah. I actually get mistaken for a terrorist every time I go to the airport. And I was on a plane recently, flying from Melbourne to Sydney. I go to my seat, right? This guy in the seat next to me, I go to sit down, he takes one look at me, gets up out of his seat, can you believe this? Gets up out of his seat, moves to another seat, further down the plane. I'm going, yeah, wise move, mate, smart move, because like I was only planning on blowing up this little part of the plane here.
Cal, now, of course, originally from New Zealand, how have you found the transition to Australia?
Gosh, I've learnt a lot of sheep jokes.
We love that.
Well, of course, don't you tell those about Australia back home?
That's the thing that used to always get me when a taxi driver would start another sheep joke. I'd be like, yeah, you've got the wrong country in the punchline. And I'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
Really?
Now, the transition to the Australian barbecue hasn't been quite as smooth. I've seen your Facebook page.
This is the most disturbing thing I have ever found in a sausage.
Really?
This photograph.
Well, we do have this. This is the sausage that you brought home from a barbecue.
A friend sent me home with a plate of leftovers, went, have these sausages, they're really delicious. I was like, yeah, they're really delicious, but the massive piece of blue plastic in them isn't quite so tasty. And there's writing all over it. And I got obsessed with the fact that what's on the writing on the plastic? Is it like a factory worker's tried to send a message?
Yeah.
And then the bad thing about that was then in my head all night I had message in a sausage, message in a sausage.
And there's got to be a dilemma when it comes to throwing out the sausage, Cal. It's got plastic in it. Do you put it in normal garbage or recycling?
Dave?
Yep.
You did something rather silly.
Broke my leg.
But you didn't just break your leg. You broke your leg doing a visual stunt for radio.
That's right. I jumped Dicko from Australian Idol on a BMX bike. I didn't even hit him. He's lost a lot of weight. So I cleared him and, you know...
No, was he standing up? Was he lying down?
No, he was lying down. He's lying down. And I jumped him and then I broke my leg and Mark Holden went, touchdown.
Well, actually, there is footage of you snapping your leg.
This is me.
Here it is.
This is here.
Dicko lined up, and you can hear the snap.
He's almost crashed into the tree.
Yeah, you can hear the crack.
Yeah, this is probably the worst part, is that you've actually shattered your leg in a number of places and no one's even realised you're hurt at this point in time.
No, they're all making jokes. That's a right leg there that's broken. I'm lying in the gutter.
He's lying in the gutter.
Yeah.
Lying in the gutter.
He's lying in the gutter. Yes. I've got those jeans on now.
How many breaks were sustained in that leg, Dave?
It was like Charlie Brown's jumper. It was like a severe fracture like that.
And how many weeks off?
I had 2 weeks in hospital and 6 weeks at home, and I did the radio show from home from quite some time from the back room. But I've got 3 children, that didn't really work out.
No, that's not a relaxing time at all.
Hey, Dave, the Crusty Demons have called. I want to know if you're...
Yeah, available. No more radio stuff.
All right, well, let's go for some topics. Let's kick it off tonight with Undone by Technology.
Oh.
I'm not really like a Facebook or Twitter type person, but I was alerted to the fact a few months ago that someone was on Facebook pretending to be me.
That's happened to me.
So at that time, I I got my friend to log on, and there was like all these people I hadn't seen for a long time, like, trying to contact me. So I didn't think too much about it, thought I should, shut that down at some point. And a couple of weeks ago, I thought, I'll just check out who's been trying to contact me lately. And the protocols have changed. Now, you actually have to apply to someone to see what's in there.
Yeah.
So I'm in a situation where I have to apply to the pretend Trevor Marmalade, asking to be a friend of myself to see who's trying to contact me.
Yeah. I had a fake Dave O'Neill.
Did you?
Yeah, and they used to put up status updates. I'd be in the park changing a nappy and I'd read it. going to the movies with Rove. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm part of my 3 kids.
I was undone by technology, Trevor. Went to the supermarket. You know they've got those new self-serve checkout thingos?
Yep.
So you go there yourself. There's no one there to help you. So
They're annoying.
You press the computer screen, you scan stuff, and so it's all going well. But I had this like jar of pasta sauce, and I've dropped it. It's smashed on the floor. I'm there going, there's no one here to help me. It's self-serve. I'm looking for the microphone so I can go mop and bucket to the checkout station. Mop and bucket. Yeah. And thank you for shopping at Woolworths. Yeah.
Cal?
I was on my honeymoon with my husband. Best person to take with
hello.
you on a honeymoon.
Here we go.
Yeah,
We were in
yeah.
New York. We're in New York. We'd been out for dinner, slightly drunk, came back to the hotel,
hello.
thought we'd watch a movie.
Oh, what?
Just a nice movie, not a movie.
Yeah, right.
So lying in bed, trying to change the channel on the TV,
I like this story.
wouldn't work. Remote's broken. Ring the reception, so they sent up a repairman, and it was like being in an American sitcom because, like, you know, the guy with the tool belt and the khaki sort of kind of gear comes into, and I'm
Like-
under a sheet.
Like a sitcom or some sort of other
something
movie.
else. A different sort of movie. So he walks into the room, we're like, the remote doesn't work. This is ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
a new TV. The remote doesn't work. And he goes, all right, and moves my handbag from out in front of the infrared sensor. I was like, thank you.
Oh, God.
I was out with a group of friends, and this is an iPhone incident, new technology. And so we're out, there's like 8 of us out for dinner. And so she's got a couple of kids, this female friend of mine, and she's showing this photo. You know how you just flick through the iPhone? There's my kids in the backyard, there's my kids on the swing, my kids. Her bare ass, more kids. We go, whoa. Go back a couple. She's going, what? Her bare ass. We're going, what the hell's your bare ass? So she goes, oh, how embarrassing. I should have deleted that. I took a photo of my bum to see if I had cellulite.
Yeah, you were virtually mooned. Cyber mooned.
Yeah, if you're driving past from someone's place you don't like, you just put the phone out the window.
Yeah, technology. I was put in charge of the baby monitor, setting up the baby monitor, but I put it on a channel that would also pick up taxis. So occasionally we'd sit in the lounge room and go, that baby speaks Somali, that's impressive.
We had a baby
Monitors.
monitor incident once. We had a tradesman come to our house, and my husband didn't really like the job that he was doing, so he came into the room where he's changing the baby and starts slagging the guy off. And I'm going...
Well, it's not a bad segue into parental guidance recommended. Sometimes as parents, we can fall a little bit short of the mark.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know, we try and we have the best of intentions.
I've got 3 kids,
and
so I
you've
should
been-
start first.
You've been Mr. Mom, like I have.
Yeah, I've been a house dad, and it's hell, let me tell you. I would rather do anything else. Because really, you can't drink anymore. Down there. And the 2-year-old's obsessed by diggers. He wakes up and he goes, dig, 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 Dad, dig, dig. So we have to wander around the neighbourhood looking for council workers so we can stand there and go, dig, dig. But he gets really upset when I have a break every 15 minutes. He's like, more dig, more dig, more dig, dig, dig. And they're all looking over going, gee, the supervisor's young, check him out today. Why can't he be interested in something I'm interested in? Why does he wake up and go, the strip, strip, the strip, strip? And I'll take him to the strippers, all right, get in the car.
It's gruelling and relentless. You've just got the one, Cal.
Yeah, I've got one. But the thing that I find, even having one, like you say, you can't drink anymore because like kids don't know weekends and they don't sleep in, and like
Well, they don't know holidays either.
No, we reckon that like
They
having
don't identify the Gold Coast.
having a baby is like you feel like you're at the end of a 3-day bender, but you never got the bender. Like you just you feel like crap, but without the dancing on the tables and the going out beforehand. But they're hilarious. Like as the mum of a boy, your reflexes are really bad when you first have a baby boy. Like when you're changing their nappies. Little boys are like fountains. They're like water features.
Man.
And when you first have one, like our son's called Digby, and like he'd wee while you were changing him, and instead of doing something practical like going, oh, and putting a nappy on it, you just go, Digby, Digby, like that was going to stop him. Like, if you like, and like, you know, you learn not to go, oh, he's so cute and naked, I'm going to kiss his tummy. Because like the number of times I've had wee down my cleavage, like I should be making money in German porn, frankly.
Cal, I've got news for you. As we get older, we still wee everywhere.
My son, one day, Barney, the youngest one, is such a good weeer, he weed and hit the cat on the head. I said, you can have a prize on the top shelf for that one, son. That was very good.
Well, look, we're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we'll be doing a bit of digging in Exhumed. Thank you and welcome back. This is the part of the show where we go back and look at some of the earlier, more embarrassing highlights of the careers of our guests. It's called Exhumed. I'm going to start with you, Paul. You, as well as having a long list of credits as a writer and producer and stand-up comedian, have also had a little dabble in the acting caper.
Yes, I have, Trev. And
You appeared in Secret Life of Us.
Oh,
yeah, big show,
impressive,
great show.
impressive,
Yeah.
impressive.
I was the guy behind the counter in the sex shop.
Oh,
And
stereotyped again.
I'm a professional, I'm a method actor, so I was in sex shops for 6 months just to research the role.
Yeah.
I remember
Good on you.
I remember
Yeah, I'm a sex shop worker guy, yeah. I've turned up for the shoot day, and one of the biggest things I was thinking about was, well, I wonder what they're going to put me in, you know?
Well, yeah, you're a pawn shop guy. What are you going to wear?
So I turned up and they said, just go to wardrobe first. I go to wardrobe and they look me up and down and go, oh, you'll be right. I dress like a sex shop assistant.
Just an series, let's have a look at some gold. Paul Calleja in The Secret Life of Us.
So this one, the
samurai.
right, it's a Japanese model. That's why it's got the face on it. So
More friendly.
it's illegal to sell anything that looks like a penis over there. Or did you prefer the one with the stimulating, gyrating pearls? What
Those
about?
sex toys, they're stealing my scene.
Is it right?
Yeah.
You're actually being blown off the screen by a dildo.
Oh, you're very good, though, I've got to say. You're very good.
I remember that T-shirt.
What is
though.
that?
There we go. Mate, what a performance, I have to say.
What did the guy look like who actually worked there when you walked in there?
There was no guy there.
Oh.
Yeah.
They say size doesn't matter, but you never see a 2-inch vibrator, do you?
No.
You just never do.
Nah, never, ever.
Now,
That's
Cal,
not a good size, is it?
now, Cal, you appeared in a movie in New Zealand
I did.
called Orphans and Angels.
Yep.
And it was a bit sort of art house, bit
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of... I think this is the trailer for it. Let's have a look at Cal Wilson in action.
It's very Leo Lovitch.
Is that your voice?
That is a clarinet.
Stories about your murderer or is he fucking killer?
I think I know him a little bit better than you, okay?
You must pay. You're the star of this movie.
What have you done to her?
He didn't kill you.
Yep. Heroin overdose.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I like your hair. Your hair is fantastic. Tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
Yeah, that sausage again. Wow.
Teresa. It doesn't hurt.
That's almost impressive.
I'm genuinely mortified.
New Zealand's Pulp Fiction. Look at that.
That was a major release there? or was it a TV?
It was kind of the movie equivalent of the sausage with the plastic in it. It was kind of...
What do you mean?
It was...
Good.
Oh, no, and I was appalling in it. I was so bad. It was...
Oh, it didn't look so bad.
Any hobbits in there? Or?
No. But there was the only time I've ever seen it was during the cast and crew screening, which is generally when it's the most supportive audience because
Yeah.
you've made this film and it's really exciting
Yeah.
and it was supposed to be all dramatic and everything.
Yeah.
And there was a line that I delivered so badly. It was supposed to be one of the climactic lines of the film, and I delivered it so badly that the entire audience went. And it was this: if he does anything at all, shoot him in the face. Pretty much that well.
People are laughing now.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Dave, I'm pretty sure this is your first ever TV appearance. You
Sure.
appeared on New Faces.
Oh, yeah, I did. That was about 20 years ago.
I've always wanted to say this. Over to you, Bert.
This is going to be a very short intro because he simply wants me to say from Richmond, Victoria, please
God,
welcome
no.
Podgy. Here's Podgy.
It's a comedy character, you see what I'm doing there?
Now, you're probably looking at me thinking, I bet you this bloke's been on the dole for a couple of years. Well, you're wrong. I've been on it for 8 years, right?
Good opener.
And, you know, there's little forms and fun down at the Richmond Social Security. Like, I always get stuck behind the really aggro person.
Oh, that's a good
You
joke.
know, the one with the tattoo on the
Still
neck,
do
the
this.
blue singlet, and they're going, where's me bloody money? I want me bloody money. My dole hasn't come through yet. And I'm standing behind going, whoa, settle down, will you, mum? You know?
Get it?
Podgy, you're my kind of bloke.
Apple
I thought
guy.
You were terrific. Is it okay, Podgy? I know you've got to go. Lovely.
Well, get insecure, bird.
If you think you've got... Look at this. Now, there you go. We'll try that.
Yeah, awesome.
I love Ethel saying, oh, you're my sort of guy, because you and Ethel Guy be hanging out at all the same joints together, wouldn't you?
Best thing about it, Ethel Guy got nits from my hat. But yeah, I went on, I did really well, but then of course a little girl came out who sang and had a dog that jumped through a hoop. And she won, of course.
But you were called back, I believe, for the Viewer's Choice final.
I was the favourite comedian, brought back for the Viewer's Choice. Unfortunately, in the dressing room was that little girl with the dog again. I went, not you, not my nemesis. She went back on again and won again. So you can't beat a little girl with a dog.
No, there, you can. It's called rat sack.
Oh, yeah. Should have.
All right, let's go to I Fought the Law. You know, obviously we're law-abiding citizens at all times, but every now and again we can get into the odd scrape.
Oh, yeah,
we can.
I've never been in trouble with the law. I had a run-in with a customs officer once. It was when I still lived in New Zealand. I was coming over here, and I handed my passport over and my, immigration card, and the woman customs officer goes, "Oh, comedian, eh? Heard you guys didn't have a sense of humour." And I go, "That's funny. That's what we heard about you." And she picks up my passport and she goes, And I was like, oh, timing.
Oh, man, I was a rebel as a child. No, as a youth. We used to make bombs. And, yeah, they're very easy to make. What you need, kids,
you guys should get together.
No, seriously, I saw it on Current Affair one night how to make them out of household objects. And so we used to make them. We used to get some cans out of the garage, Dad's garage, and go down to the paddock. And we made this massive one day, and it exploded, and they called the police and everything. And the police turned up, and we were hiding in the bushes. And Dad came down to see what all the hoo-ha was about. And unfortunately, one of the coppers that came down was one of my dad was a scout leader, and he's in jail now. But anyway, he's not. But one of the cops was one of Dad's former scouts, Darren. And so Dad walks down and goes, "Oh, how you going, Darren? Good to see you in a uniform, boy." Yeah? Blah, 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 blah. And Darren goes, "Oh, yeah, how you going, Kevin? Do you recognise these containers?" And Dad goes, "Yeah, they're from my garage." And then he just goes, "Where are the boys?" And so, yeah, we had to go up to the cop shop because the cop sat us down and he said, "There's, boys, there's one way you can go here. You can end up in jail or you can end up on the good road. What do you want to do?"
Well, in Al-Qaeda.
Yeah,
Third option.
Yeah, exactly. There's a career path there.
Yeah.
I saw a funny thing in Jamaica, sitting on the beach one day, and it's like, in Thailand, they come past saying, "You want a massage? You want your hair braided?" In Jamaica, they come past going, "You want some weed, mum?"
Yeah.
And there was this guy walking up and down with a guitar one day, and the cops stopped him right in front of me, and they started saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" The guy said, "I'm a musician." So they get in the guitar and they're feeling, it's the acoustic guitar, so they're feeling around inside the hole and you see the cops shaking it and stuff and having a look in there. They go, "Come on, man, I'm a musician." They went, "All right, play us a song." And I don't know if you've ever just picked up a guitar yourself and tried to play something. This guy knew no chords, knew no lyrics, knew no songs at all. And he's doing his best. And the cops are just pissing themselves, and they looked at him and said, "Man, take my advice, sell some drugs or you're going to starve." Let's get into those wacky cab drivers. Well, I think, as comics, we're out late at night and we tend to take a lot of cabs and it doesn't always go to plan.
Oh, I went in a cab once with another comedian. We're coming home from a gig and he decided to break wind. really loudly, and the cab driver made us get out. And then the cab driver almost did a runner on us. But it actually added to the aroma, you know.
Actually, I had a cab driver one night whose breath was so bad he had one of those vanilla trees hanging from his nose.
I had a really terrifying cab ride here before I moved over, and I was coming over to do the panel every now and then. And so I got picked up in the city by this guy, and he was really big, and it was a really hot day, and he was really sort of antsy, and he was banging the side of his cab. He had his arm out the window and banging the side of his cab, and he's like, oh, it's the sort of day that, you know, you can see someone going mental at the post office, kind of. He was saying stuff like that. I was like, oh, I don't really like this. And the night before on the panel, there'd been this war correspondent, and he'd told this story about Saddam Hussein, who... this woman wanted to go back to her husband, one of his mistresses, and so he had her locked in a room with starving dogs and torn to pieces by the dogs, and then he sent the husband the video. So it's a horrific story, right? For some reason, we got onto Saddam Hussein in the cab, and I said to this cab driver, I told the story, and she was locked in a room with starving dogs, and they tore her to pieces, and he goes, oh, that's awful. That is awful. It's so awful when you see domestic animals starve. And then he went on to talk about how he'd been on holiday in Greece, and he'd taken some amazing photos of two cats rooting. And he was going, they're dirty little buggers, they didn't even care that I was taking the pictures. And I was like, no, because they're cats.
And Trevor, you know, a lot of cab drivers get beaten up. Well, especially lately. And for good reason, I reckon.
Well, it's not like we've never been tempted.
But the reason that this happens to them is because they're too picky and choosy. And this happened to me once. The cab driver actually stopped for me. He wound his window down this much. He was peering out, I was looking in. He goes, where are you going? I told him where I was going. This is what he said to me. Oh, I'm not going that way, mate.
Yeah.
They do that.
I said, I'm not hitchhiking.
Yeah, he caught a bloke at the end of his shift, looking for a fare to go towards his home.
Anyway, I bashed him.
And we're going to take a very short break. When we come back, thanks to Crazy John's, it's time for the Know Your Quiz. Know Your Quiz, thanks to Crazy John's and Crazy John's Flat Chat, the home of 10-cent per minute phone calls. All right, our quiz tonight, the Know Your Quiz, is Know Your Celebrity, Brush with the Law. And, ladies and gentlemen, what we do is we put up a photo of a celebrity. You have to tell us who that celebrity is and what their scrape was.
Sure.
OK, let's start it off with this fella.
50 Cent.
Very good call there, Cal. And what did he do?
I would say something bad.
Was it drugs?
You just said he's absolutely correct, Dave. It was a trafficking charge. I think he was shot 9 times by the time he was 21.
That's right, and he made more than 50 cents that day.
Hey, Trev, you know that 50 Cent was hit really hard by the global financial crisis?
Is that right?
What's he called now?
He changed his name to 37 cents.
And who's this celebrity offender?
Yes.
That's guy that played Pee-wee.
Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens is correct. Who famously did what?
He did bad things in a theatre.
He did. He exposed himself in a XXX rated theatre, which is, well, if you can't expose yourself there, where can you go?
He was pleasuring himself.
What's it there for? He was pleasuring himself.
Yeah. If you had gone to gold class, there's someone there to do that for you.
And this is a pretty easy one coming up.
Zsa Zsa. Times Square.
Can you get a fine for being married 800 times?
Didn't she slap a policeman? She had a go at a policeman?
It's because it's just such a good idea to slap a policeman.
They love it.
And we all know you shouldn't slap a policeman, right?
No.
What you do is you kick him in the balls and then you run.
And how about this young lass?
Winona. I love Winona Ryder. She was shoplifting.
Night fingers.
Why would she do that?
She was shoplifting because Edward Scissorhands couldn't pick anything up.
How about this young lady?
That's tennis player.
Karen Carpenter. No.
Jennifer Capriati.
Jennifer Capriati is correct, Paul.
Yeah.
She.
Yes, her and her friends were in possession of drug paraphernalia, I believe.
I love it when sports people disgrace themselves. When Tiger Woods was with all those women, I liked him. I admired him. You know, to be number 1 in the world in 2 different pursuits.
I like this photo.
Nick Nolte.
Nolte.
He got fined for that shirt.
He was arrested in possession of a Hawaiian shirt, which is a federal crime.
It was drinking or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, DUI.
Bit of a DUI.
Yeah.
And to finish off, how about this unlikely suspect?
Oh, that is a young...
Oh my God, that's Revenge of the Nerds.
That's a young Bill Gates.
It is Revenge.
Paul, you are absolutely correct. That is.
And he was
Who knew he didn't have a
arrested.
chin?
He was arrested for murdering transvestite hookers.
He went through a stop sign, that rebel, that fugitive.
He should be careful he didn't crash like all of his computers.
Well, I think bragging rights for tonight, for the Know Your Quiz, would have to go to Cal. Very well done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the Statesmen of Comedy for another week. Will you please thank my guests, Paul Calleja, Carl Wilson, and Dave O'Neill. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Good night.